So, first question to ask about Atlantis is, where did it come from? Alright? Some people might be on the edge of their seat right now, waiting for the drum roll. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's real simple. I'll give you the external evidence answer. But here's the external evidence answer. External evidence answer is this, is that as far back as we can trace it, this idea of Atlantis came from this Greek philosopher named Aristotle. Now, Aristotle was the whole purpose and intent behind his book, the whole context of why he wrote his book is to talk about the physical world and the spiritual world, and then secondly, to talk about how things should be run properly. Because look, I want you to put yourselves in their shoes, first of all. They didn't have computers. They didn't have these big supermarket stores like we have today. Instead, they lived in the middle. They lived out in, like, by the mountains and out in the, basically kind of like in the middle of nowhere. A giant bustling civilization in the middle of nowhere. They had good government and they were governing themselves well. People started, finding out about how to govern properly, and it was a good. The Greek civilization was the greatest empire of its time. Now, let's answer the second question. Okay, we already answered where did this idea of Atlantis come from. So let's ask this next question. Why are there conspiracy folks running around saying stuff about Atlantis and trying to tie it in with the occult and these one world orders and so on and so forth? Well, it's real simple. From day one, there have always been a group of people that hated mankind and want to take advantage of mankind from the beginning. From the beginning of time. Alright? Deep down inside, they don't want justice. They want to control everything. They're power-hungry thieves. And so, they want to get in control, in power, in powerful places, okay? So what they do is they try to manipulate things and make them happen according to what they want. These are the people, many people label them as the occultists, like Freemasonry, Satanism, and so on and so forth, all those other religions, okay? All those other religions, except for one, and I'm going to get to the one religion that isn't supposed to be like that in a minute. But right now, like I said, there are these other people who do not care. They want to control other people's lives. Alright? There are people like that. They're power-hungry thieves. And so, throughout history, these power-hungry thieves try to take over civilization. Or they try to take over a government or a system of government and try to control it, all for their own gain. Different times throughout history. And so this is why many people are up in arms about these organizations and try to get them shut down. Because the thing is that these people in these organizations take this idea of Atlantis and in their writings say, you know what? We need a one world government where we're running everything and everybody's peaceful and happy and so on and so forth. They use this picture of Atlantis and try to use it to their advantage. Okay? So you see that, right? They're brilliant writers and so on and so forth. They're not just in the occult or anything like that. They're writers, they're authors, they're movie makers, movie producers, and they have this one passion in life, to take advantage of other people by manipulating them. And so they write these big, wonderful stories, and and so on and so forth, and try to get you all stirred up inside, and oh yes, we need a one world government, we need a one world ruler, we need world peace. And it's true, we do. But what they don't say is that they're going to put themselves in authority and tell you what to do. That's what they won't tell you. Sometimes they reveal their agenda in some of their writings. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in those places of power and tell other people what to do. Basically, we're going to boss other people around and tell them what to do. With their life, with their money, with everything. We're going to get our fingers on their life, one way or another. And that's always been the case. There's always been people like that. Try to take advantage of the system and milk it for all it's worth. And so that's why the big fuss about Atlantis is because there are people who do that. So, finally, in conclusion, what is going to happen in the future? Well, obviously, we're not in the future, we're in the present. But let me tell you something. I believe the Bible has very important stuff to say about the future. It has very important stuff to say about our lives. What's it say? What does it have to say about the future? Well, it says this. It says that there's going to be one world ruler, and he's going to come in, and he's going to be the Messiah. The Messiah for the world, and everybody's going to look up to him and think that he's great stuff. But you know what? It's all a facade. Because deep down inside, he doesn't want what's best for them. He wants to take advantage of them and milk them for all they're worth. And then once he's finished with them, it's over. Notice what the scriptures say. No one will be able to buy or sell except the person with the mark. You see how kind of a power-hungry thief the Antichrist is? He's going to come and have this semblance of world peace, but it's not going to be real peace. And he's going to make everybody take a mark so that he can get all their money, all their possessions, all their wealth, and steal their soul at the same time. Now here's another dimension not many people talk about, and it's the spiritual world. Aristotle talked about it an awful lot in his writings. But the common belief in Aristotle's time was that there were other spirits, elemental spirits, other elemental spirits out there that you could get in contact with to help you out a little bit. But let me tell you something. Those are demonic spirits. Those are wicked spirits. Those are nasty lion spirits. And let me tell you something else. These power-hungry thieves, they're so hungry for power, and they hate people so much that you know what they want to do? They want to go one step further and say, you know what, we're going to worship these spirits as God. And we're going to bow down to them and and we're going to use them for our gain. But the thing is that they're all pawns in the devil's game. Because the devil's a puppet master. And they don't have real power at all. It's just a facade. And the devil will drag them down to hell kicking and screaming. Why? Because they denied God, they denied Jesus Christ, they would not accept Him as Lord, but instead turned to their power-hungry, thieving ways. And so in conclusion, let me say this. Deep down inside of all of us, there's that wicked nature. All of us want to be like, all of us have this desire to be, we're no different than they are. We're just as bad as they are. Some say, well, I'm not like that, I'm not a power-hungry thief, but deep down inside, you could be jealous at your neighbor, jealous at your brother or sister who has something that you don't. And you could say, how can I find a way to take advantage of the situation? How can I manipulate the situation so that it comes my way? So that I can get what that person has. Look, you're just as bad as they are. We're all just as bad as they are. And that's why we need Jesus. Because without Jesus, we're slaves to our old man, to that sin nature. Without Christ, we're going to hell with the puppet master.